shoot. The shoot is definitely an episode.
It's balls.
It's balls. Now you can hear the new sound effect that I just put on my soundboard.
How to make rolled oats.
You look disappointed.
I look disappointed? I think that's just my face. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 210, I believe. And we have a special guest. A very, very special guest. A long time coming. It's you, obviously.
Me? Oh.
Yeah. We got Ranboo. Give it up, everybody.
Hello. Yay.
I pressed the applause button on my soundboard, trust me. Can you hear it?
Okay.
I don't know.
I couldn't hear it. I think the sound compression just made you like cut in and out because it thought it was static. So.
Damn, okay. I'll let you know I did, ever since I followed you, I was like, I don't know if there's an incorrect I don't know if you're strict on like the pronunciation of your name, but I hope I did all right.
No, not at all. People always say like, it's really funny because when I first like started out and everything, like I always pronounced it like Ranboo and everything. I didn't think that it could be pronounced like another way. Like that just didn't cross my mind. And still I started talking to other people and they were just like, oh, Ranboo. And I was just like, oh, I guess that makes a lot more sense, seeing as how it's two like basic words that are put together. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's I guess it's like the natural way that the brain goes to, I guess. But maybe it could be like, maybe you could do like an Eminem Slim Shady type thing. So where it's like, Ranboo is like the main one, and then Ranboo is like the crazy version,
Well, to be fair, I have like there's this like running thing that's going on like right now actually, of just like people are like make like a bunch of different personas for like every single stream that I've ever done. So it's like I did like a stream where I like emulated like a family dinner, and I just had everyone act really, really awkward. And we just had someone like play a grandfather that was yelling the whole time, and people have just like made that like its own like character and everything. And it's just really weird because it's like every single stream that I do, people just turn it into a different character. So there's like hundreds of Ranboos out there already. So
dang, yeah, you're like Kang. Are you a Marvel fan?
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of different variants of you out there. I don't know which one we got today, but thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like we've been following each other for a while, and I think I messaged you like a fucking year ago to be like, yeah, come on the podcast, let's hang out. But it's been a long time coming.
Sweet. Yeah.
I guess I have a lot of questions, a lot of things to cover.
Okay, I'm ready.
They're mostly riddles. They're mostly skill testing questions. Really hard math equations. I hope that's.
Oh boy.
No,
that's fine. I don't have my TI-84 on me, but
not allowed.
I'll try my best.
Not allowed. No.
Oh, God damn.
I'll allow graphing paper, and that's it.
Okay, not a pen, just the graphing paper.
just the graphing paper.
I have to fold it to the right numbers and place it on my desk.
Yeah, I have to origami the answer.
Yeah. Oh boy.
No, I feel like your career is so fascinating. I feel like how did you what kind of kid were you? I feel like this is a good question to start off.
No, I've never that's actually wild because I've never like been asked that one. I'm like, what kind of kid was I? I mean, I was like I was the type of kid that you would expect to turn into have this job, if that makes sense. Like I was in like my school's like broadcasting thing. We like made like little videos and all that. I was like destined, like ever since I was like a kid, like as soon as I figured out like what the internet was and all of that, I was on it. So I was into like Pokemon cards. I was into just so many just random like things. I had like a new thing that I was into like every single month. My parents hated it because it cost them a lot of money, but I don't really know like what type of kid that is.
Yeah, I know.
Lame,
I always
maybe?
like.
I don't know.
No, I feel like I think passionate, right?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Passionate
You had a
until
lot.
it starts to get hard, and then I gave up and then moved on to something else. So
Yo, true. I feel like I was the same type of kid. I feel like that's pretty consistent with most YouTubers. Is like we were super like nerdy and like sort of like really like get hyper fixated on stuff, and then and then here we are.
And here we are. We get to just record it for some reason.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Were you ever like into skateboarding or anything like that? Like any sports growing up?
Oh, the only really sport that I got, so there was like 2 sports that I got properly into. One of them was like running. That one wasn't my will. My parents were like, you have to do at least one sport. And you know, you're not really good at any other sports, so let's do running. And I wasn't good at running. Mainly because I had really weak lungs. So I would just like so I think like my like mile time improved to like 9 minutes after like 2 years of doing it. I was not doing the proper training for it at all.
Well, if I'm Canadian, so I don't even know like what a good time is for the mile. So that's fine. We use kilometers up here, so.
Oh man, I have no idea then. But we had some kids that were doing it like pretty fast, and I was like, dang. Good on you. You know, I'm gonna go throw up over there. But great job getting like 6 minutes for some reason. Like there were kids that would just be like sprinting it the entire time.
Fucking Olympians.
Like,
Did you? It's so funny for your parents to be like, okay, so you have bad lungs. Let's make you do the thing that is the hardest on your lungs. How about that?
That's the thing though, is that they didn't. The thing is that I was very kept to myself as a kid, and that included like with my parents as well. So they didn't really know that I had like bad lungs. Like, it wasn't necessarily that they were just like, you have bad lungs, let's put you in this sport. It was just more of the fact that they just like, and to be fair, it was probably a mix of both, of just bad lungs and also just not being athletic at all. Where my parents were just like, you got to do something. Like it got to that point because it was just like you have to do something. Like, you know, it's going to show up on your high school record and all that. You know, you got to get into a good college to get sports going and all that.
Right.
And then,
my parents. I ran away from home. I feel like that's my parents are the same too. They're always just like, you know, even if you don't like the sport, like you got to at least try, you know, for a year. You got to do something. You got to move your body. I'm glad they did that. But once I started skateboarding and smoking weed, that's all I really did for like 5 years of my teenage life. But
that wasn't in my curriculum, sadly. But not much you can really do.
Well, my parents didn't make me smoke weed. that'd be wild. They're like, you don't have your lungs are fine. I'm gonna make your lungs shitty by making you smoke a bunch of weed. Now I also realized I didn't fully introduce you yet for the podcast. So people who don't know who you are, they're like, all right. So if it, like a 1 sentence, 2 sentence max, what do you who is Ranboo?
I broadcast myself on the internet doing many various things, and I record it for entertainment.
Perfect.
I'd say that's the 1 sentence. That's all I can really do.
Right. You nailed it. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I would say too.
Okay,
good. Okay, so you're a kid who has a lot of passions. You know, you're doing video stuff. So I guess were you big into like YouTube growing up? How old are you?
I'm 19 currently.
Dang.
Yeah,
okay.
I turned 19 in November.
Cool. I'm like a full like 10 years older than you. That's crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 29 this year.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be 20 this year, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's cool. So like we're not full. I'm never gonna be fully. When's your birthday? I'm trying to think if I'm ever going to...
November 2nd.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. Okay.
I'll allow it.
Right.
Dang. 19. So that's interesting. Because I feel like YouTube like started becoming like a really... I saw like the beginning of YouTube when I was like it was in like 2006, 2005, I guess. So I was like 8 or 9. No, I was older than that. I was like 10 or 11. So it was like, I've seen like all of it. So like, when did you start watching YouTube?
Oh, I think I started watching YouTube when I was like 4 or 5. So like 2007 to 2008. I started watching it really, really young, simply because I was just like, my parents were just, they thankfully let me on the computer early, because I don't think I would have gotten as into everything if they didn't do it, that early. I don't know if it's going to have any, ill side effects, but we'll find out in like 20 years or so.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Yeah. But yeah, I actually remember the first YouTube video that I ever watched was like the Yogscast guys, and they were playing like some like Minecraft thing where they were just like going through, and that's the first time that I ever heard the S word. I didn't know what it was, but then my parents were like in the same room as me, and they overheard it, and they just went, "What are you watching?" I was just like, because again, I don't know what swear words are at this point, right? I'm just like,
wow,
watching this game, and they were just like, you can't watch that. You have to watch like family friendly stuff. And I was just like, so they had to like teach me the concept of what swear words were,
dude,
during that time. So
that's crazy. I mean, I feel like I already know all the comments on this podcast are going to be making fun of me for being so old, but that's so fascinating to think that like the first time you heard a swear word was in a YouTube video, because for sure the first time, like wow, interesting.
Yeah, or at least the first time that I got in trouble for hearing it, at least.
Right. Yeah.
Or like understood the gravity of what it was.
It is nice that, I mean, like, that's the one constant, because I feel like obviously I think like Family Guy and South Park, mostly South Park, made me swear a lot when I was a kid, but definitely like early YouTube was pretty crazy. Like
you were just able to do anything back then.
Yeah, they were like out of control. So that's so funny. But that's nice that like it's, no matter what age you are, YouTube is still corrupting children. It
keeps going. Now they're just doing it. Well, they're now trying to just do it too much in the opposite direction as well. Now, where it's just like now they're reeling it back. They've been too wild for too long.
Yeah. All right. We got to start fucking it up, dude. We got to start doing like evil shit.
Yeah.
YouTube needs like a supervillain, like someone who like dresses up like, someone who like a Green Goblin and or like a Joker, someone who just fucks around, I feel like YouTube needs that.
I feel like that could be Mr. Beast in like a couple years.
The villain.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like he's on his way of just slowly like just becoming this just super villain. But like a morally ambiguous super villain.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's really funny you said that. I had a bit in my last episode of my podcast where I was saying that like Mr. Beast is going to get to the point where he's like causing mayhem, like he's causing like a tsunami. He like invents a weather machine to like make a hurricane, and then he goes and provides care for the video. And then I was like, that's just Mysterio from Spider-Man Far From Home. So it's like he's just going to show up one day and be like, what's up? I am literally Mysterio. I'm tricking Spider-Man yet again. So in a couple of years, I think we got that to look forward to.
I mean, to be fair, you don't know how many people he's got in a circle right now. Like, he could just have a multitude of people in a circle for a year at any point. And we just wouldn't know. Like, he kept that guy in there for a year. We had no idea.
You're right. We had no clue. Damn. What if he's just doing that and he's just like not even filming it either. He's just doing it for like his own sick enjoyment. I'm not even getting content out of it. I just want. Okay, so I guess I want to talk about your I guess it's sort of like a. I hate when people say like overnight success, because I feel like that's never how it really is. Like people, sure, like something happens quickly, but like usually there's years and years of stuff that you've been working on or working towards that, and then you blow up, right? So how long, like when did you start making and posting content online?
The thing is that technically, when like you say that you don't like the term overnight success and everything, but like when I'm thinking about it, like it was pretty much just like overnight from like the point where I
damn.
started to like seriously do it to the point where I was like, oh, this is something's happening here. Right.
Okay.
So I think I started like the channel and everything like in like January of the year that I started 2020. And then I was just like, because I was like making like a bet with a friend basically of just like, hey, like if I were to like do this kind of like strategy and everything, I think I might be able to get like, you know, like monetization on YouTube technically, or like grow like an audience with all what's going on. And then so I made the channel and everything, and then, you know, I got distracted, so then I didn't do anything with it. And then COVID hit, and I was just inside for a while, so I was just like, what if I just like started making content again? It seems like there's like a really big like want for content and all that. So I was just like, yeah, I might as well just like upload some like random clips of like my Minecraft videos onto TikTok. And I think literally the second one, which was like a clip of me like screaming. I always said that it was like the first video, but it was actually the second video that like started to do like really well. And I remember I have like texts from my friends, or texts to my friends, where I was just like, this is at like, it's at like 99, and then I text them like an hour later, I'm like, it's at 300 now. Like it was
Damn.
it was literally like, and then I streamed and everything on that day for the first time, and I was just like, whoa, like this is something that's actually like kind of happening. So it took like, I think it took like 2 weeks for me to hit like 10,000, and then by the end of that month I was at like maybe 30 to 40,000, and then it just kept on like just careening up from there, which was it was wild, because especially because my parents and everything were like, okay, well, you at least have to go to college, right? Like you have to go to college. And then as it just went further along, I noticed that their priority of me going to school just kind of went back more and more. They're just like, okay, well, you at least have to like finish high school, you know, senior year.
Yeah.
Well,
You at least have to keep
graduate
running.
early. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to keep jogging. Damn, that's so okay, then never mind. It was overnight. That's awesome.
It literally was like within the span of like a couple of weeks, I was just like thrown into like, here you are.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what, like, I definitely remember the feeling of like, because I started making content back on Vine in like 2013, 2014. I'm an old man. And I do remember the feeling of like that first video like taking off.
Yeah.
But like it's interesting because like in my case I had some videos taken off and everything, but it was like really gradual, and then it was sort of like a little bit of slow growth, and then like once Vine stopped, it was like nothing, and then it was another big growth like years, like almost like 10 years later, kind of like 5-7 years later. So it's like, what were I feel like I was like primed, like I was ready for like when my YouTube started like popping off a little bit. I was like, okay, I know how to like sort of channel this kind of and like keep it moving, because I had some before. But like in your case, what were the emotions? Like, was it like scary for you, or you're like, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know honestly, like how to do this.
I was just, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just really excited. Like, I was just like, oh man, like this has like been my dream job since I was like 5 years old. Like this is like an actual chance of like doing something. So I just like kind of put out as much as I could using like whatever tiny knowledge I had. And then I was just like, okay, here you go. And I uploaded on TikTok, I think for like almost like 200 days straight. Like, like starting on that, like I just kept on like uploading like every single day. And I think that also like just helped a lot with that. And it wasn't really like fear. It was just more of just like generally just, I was just like really excited, you know, because I like, one, you have no idea like what you're getting into when you start this job and everything. So when you see like numbers go up, you're just like, yeah. Right. But yeah, so that in the beginning was definitely just like excitement, I'd say.
Excitement for sure. Yeah. And so those 200 videos, were they all Minecraft like TikToks pretty much that you uploaded, or was it a mix of
for the most part they all were, and then I did like some like IRL stuff with like the mask and like some glasses and everything. The mask was made in like 15 minutes, I think, by me and my mom. We like kind of like sewed it together,
Oh, it was
and
custom.
then we put it on. Yeah. Yeah, it was the custom black and white mask and everything. Yeah.
So was that always a conscious decision to like be when you started, I guess, like to be like a faceless sort of, like without showing your face?
Yeah, I would say it was definitely like I just didn't want to have to deal with like the internet seeing it, It was just one of those things where it's just like if I didn't have to, then I didn't want to, right? And then thankfully I, got a reputation of not, so then I was like, oh sweet, if I don't, then people will still watch what I do. So
true. Yeah. I mean, I do get jealous of people that don't have to show their face sometimes because, people are ruthless, especially when I grew this mustache. Holy shit, man. People did not like it. I feel like I've gotten past to the point now where it's like, all right, now you can't even picture me without a mustache. But when I was just growing it in and it was not looking as full as it is now, dude, the comments, not chill at all. But I mean, you did the eye reveal, and that's huge. And you know what? You got great eyes. You got sweet eyebrows.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it was mainly because whenever you wear a mask and glasses at the same time, if you were to breathe, there's only two places that the hot air can go, and half of it is right up into the glasses. So there were times during like outside streams that I did when it's slightly cold, right? So it makes the glasses cold, which means that it means that the fog and everything sticks to it. So there are just whole streams where I just couldn't see the entire time. And I was just kind of like vaguely like seeing shapes, and I was like, this might be where I'm supposed to be going.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
It was a health concern, a safety concern.
Yeah. It was, so I mainly just did it for, safety and everything. And just also kind of like just take that sort of leap and growing like more comfortable with everything as well. So I think overall it was a nice decision. I'm really happy that I did it.
For sure. So do you think like, I do like the idea of instead of, like going the dream route, and being like, here's my face. I like going like slowly one feature at a time. I think that's really funny. I think that'd be really cool. Next you do the nose reveal. And then
it's actually funny because I'm going to be maybe kind of doing that. It's like one of like my plans and everything is to just like maybe if I like do like another little part and then another little part, or something like that, until eventually they can just like piece it all together like really crudely and like paint or something.
Yeah, one piece at a time.
Yeah,
you could do like you could make like some sort of like, you ever seen the movie Saw? It's the Saw franchise.
Yeah.
You can get some sort of contraption. It's not going to kill you, but some sort of contraption that is like attached to the mask, and like every time you get like a new subscriber or like a new sub or like a $50 donation, it moves it down like a millimeter.
Down slowly. Oh man, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. You can totally have that idea. I don't know how you'd make that, but yeah, every like
I think it's possible.
That'd be so funny. I know I feel like, so how often do you stream on Twitch?
Oh,
is there like a set schedule, or like whenever you
just as of late I've been streaming like once every like 2 or 3 days, but I used to stream like every like 1 to 2 days, basically like almost every single day. It's just because recently I've just become incredibly busy with a lot of like little background projects, so I've been like I really don't want to burn out. Like I'm trying to like avoid burning out as much as I can, so I'm like, okay, we have to like schedule all this, put that over there, okay, and we're good. That is
smart. Because even I barely prioritize that. So you seem very mature and you seem to have a good head on your shoulders, so that's good. But yeah, I also admire that. I was watching your update video you posted on YouTube. I admire the fact that I feel like a lot of people, when they blow up for something on the internet, they sort of have this like attachment to it and like an obligation to keep doing it, even if they don't want to. So I got to give props to you for like already being like so early on in your, career pretty much, and you're like, I know this is what you know me for, like Minecraft, but like I want to do other shit. So that's like super sick. I think that's cool as hell to do that. Was that like were you scared to like back away from that and be like, I'm gonna do what I want to do?
I mean, honestly, during the video, I wasn't really scared to do it because at that point I had like barely touched the game at all. I think I touched it like once a month on stream and everything, and I hadn't uploaded like an actual video on the game in like I think like 7-8 months. Mm-hmm. So by that point I wasn't scared, but I definitely know that like in the beginning when I was like thinking like, man, do I do like the same thing that I've been doing for like the past like, literally 100 days of streaming, or do I play this game that I've really been wanting to play but just haven't been able to, and I really want to play it on stream? And then I decided to do that, and I made it like this like big thing of just like, hey guys, we're gonna be doing like variety time. This is gonna be sick. So I just like kind of slowly just like backed away from it, just kind of leaning back, and then eventually it just got to a point where I could make that switch without really there being a difference in anything, which was nice.
Yeah, that is nice, and not too much. I guess it's not like you were just like, all right, cold turkey, no more Minecraft. I'm doing whatever I want now. Yeah, it was like a gradual thing. True.
Oh, yeah.
Also, dude, I'll say it. Fuck Minecraft, dude. I played it on stream. I was doing a hardcore playthrough for my first time. I got up to the Ender Dragon. I was fighting him, and he fucking killed me, and I lost like a whole hardcore world. I spent months on it. But at the same time, it's like, okay, cool. Now I'm never playing that game ever again. I'm going to go play it. I'm going to play something else that won't make me want to fucking rip my hair out whenever I'm streaming. I'm also just bad at the game, so that is why I hate it so much.
Fair. Yeah.
Also, you said something interesting that in your update video when you were talking about VidCon. That was like your first like ever like. Was that your first time like going to a convention, like meeting fans and stuff?
Oh yeah, that was like my first time of just kind of like meeting like I think like more than like 2 fans. I think like the biggest interaction that I've ever had in one day was like when I like went to like a local city and everything, and like 3 people recognized me at the same time. I was just like, whoa, this is wild. So then going from like that as my experience to then like here's like just an entire convention of just like a lot of them are here for you potentially. I'm just like, oh, it was definitely it's definitely a lot, but
yeah, I can't imagine. That's pretty overwhelming. But yeah, you were mentioning you guys did like a panel and stuff and I think you said something like it was cool to like make a joke on stage and have people like laugh at it in real life.
Yeah.
Is that like something? Would you ever? Is like live performance anything that you've like ever thought of doing? Have you ever like done anything like that?
Honestly, maybe. I don't know if I were to ever do like a live kind of show and everything. I'd want to just make it really like weird, if that makes sense. Like I would want to make it like not just like like me talking on stage or me like doing some stuff. Like I would just want to make it like I would want it to like stick in their minds of like what the hell was that, basically.
Okay. Yeah,
like it's pretty. I think that like having like a live crowd is definitely like really really cool, but then it's also like there's a lot of like nerves in that sense of just like if I say this joke and I don't hear like the whoa, from the crowd and everything, I'm going to feel crappy for the rest of the time. So I'm just like, if I were to ever do like a live show, I just make it like really just weird. I just make it like just a really odd experience for anyone to watch, and they just kind of leave going like, Jesus Christ, okay.
The hell was that? Yeah. That's a good idea. Just sort of like scar people for the rest of their lives, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like they're like bringing their parents along or something, and then they're never allowed to watch me again after it or something.
Yeah, that's I feel like that's usually how it goes. When I did a lot of shows last year when on tour, and I got a lot of tweets after shows being like, "I brought my dad, and he's like really mad at me for bringing him here," because it's like me and my 2 friends. Joking about pissing and shitting and stuff and all that stuff. But
Ooh.
not my problem.
Yeah.
Who cares? He's not my dad.
Who knows? He could be a potential fan down the line.
Yeah. I got to cater to more dads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I had another topic I wanted to discuss, and it has escaped my mind.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. I don't. YouTube is like my main thing, obviously, and it stresses me out all the time. To like regularly like upload videos and stuff. Do you have that issue as well? To be like all the time, I'm like, oh, I haven't uploaded a video in this many days. I think I'm losing my mind.
Well, I mean, with like uploading on YouTube, like absolutely. I think mine kind of comes through just like I like want to put out like the best quality that I can all the time, which then leads me getting into like a limbo when I'm editing of just like, this bit isn't good enough. Oh god, I just have to re-record this entire thing.
Right.
And I was like that with a lot of other things like streaming and TikTok and all of that for a while. But then I was having a conversation with Tommy in it, and we basically, because we have a ton of conversations of just like strategy and like, you know, like mental stuff in regards to like streaming and all that. And we kind of like came to this sort of like realization of like the fact that we could like upload like a 10-second like clip of just us making noises at a screen, and like you like maybe like a couple thousand people would find entertainment like through it, means that anything above that quality means that more people are just going to find entertainment from it. Right. So it's just like, so that's what's been helping me like upload on TikTok and everything, is just like, no matter what, I know that there is at least like a certain amount of people that like, it's not necessarily no matter what I do, but like for a large amount of what I do, they're still going to enjoy it and they're still going to find enjoyment from it. And that's what like kind of keeps me going, of just like, okay, maybe I will upload this even though I don't think it's as good, because honestly, like you never really know what bits like people are going to like or not like you could like have like a good like read on it, but sometimes there's just things that like will just like catapult for no reason, and there's other things that you think would do well that won't. So true. I don't know. I mean, I definitely have that problem with YouTube still though, but I think with at least the other platforms I've kind of been able to be like, you might as well just throw stuff and see what happens. But
yeah, there's no way to know, right? Unless you just do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always comforting to hear that other people in the same field have the same issues as you. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick. I got some questions here from the lovely people over on the very really good Patreon page. Ooh. Thank you for your support.
Okay.
So I told them that we got Ranboo on the pod this week, and I asked if they have any questions. You know, any questions that they want answered. So we could like rapid fire these guys if you want to.
Sure, yeah.
You want to burn through all of them? Not like, you know, you can if you want to, if you feel like, you know, going, you know, expanding, if you will. If you can, but
all right.
Okay, we already talked about that. What the fuck? You should know that. We already talked about that.
Yeah, what the hell?
You didn't tell the future until we didn't talk about that.
Should ban that guy from your Patreon.
You literally didn't even... You have no premonition skills. You're cut, okay?
Yeah.
I want only psychics. Okay. Okay, this is a fun. Why why and how did he join the DSMP?
Oh man.
I like the why part of that question. I think that's really fun.
I think enough people know about like the how and everything, but I think mainly just the why. The why is something that I actually haven't touched on a bit, but it was mainly just because especially at the time there were a lot of like people that I like not necessarily like looked up to, but or actually no, there were people that I like looked up to in that in the server and everything. So I was just like, man, like it was kind of like a no-brainer for me, because I was just like, I like really want to do this. I really want to like have people to collaborate with and everything. Because I was literally like having a conversation with Philza about like, oh, like how do you get like people to collaborate with, right? Because at this point I had been doing like solo streams for like a couple of months, right? And I was just like, okay, well, how the hell am I supposed to do this, right? How am I supposed to like get people? Because I really like bouncing off of people. I really like, you know, talking with people on stream. And he was just like, I don't really know. I play, you know, single player hardcore, so I'm not really the best person to ask. And I was just like, all right. And then literally like that day after is when everything just kind of happened. So I was just like, oh, thank God. People that I can like, people that I think are really, really cool that I can like, you know, like make stuff with and like get to know as well and just like do stuff. So I think the why was pretty much just because like it's a once in a lifetime kind of thing of just like,
for sure.
Yeah, like if I decline, then I know that like I would have always like thought like, oh man, like what if? So I kind of just I just did because I knew
it's like it's this is a bad comparison, but it's like but it's like back in like what 2017, if Jake Paul was like, yo, you want to be in fucking Team 10, you know what I mean? Obviously the Dream SMP is not like Team 10, but it's, you know, it's like a group of people who you know, are like-minded, and you know, they're making cool content together and stuff. You are Jake Paul is what I'm saying. You are the next Jake Paul. Is that cool?
Maybe
Just kidding.
In some ways maybe, but in other ways I hope not.
Okay, well, we already answered that one. Come on.
Oh my God,
dude. Okay, this one is from Turkeyville, the town. Turkeyville, the entire town.
Ooh, wow. Every guy.
Do you make faces to chatters under that mask?
Absolutely. All the time. When I have like face cam off and everything, whenever I make like a really bad joke or a really bad pun, I always do this like just grin towards them. They can never see it, but I always just kind of smile until I just see them like start to react because of that like 2-second delay. So it's like a lot of the time I'll just be like making these jokes and I'll just like go, I'll just stare at them. They'll have no idea. They can't see what I'm doing.
They never know.
And they'll just never know because I'm just waiting for like, because of the stream delay, there's like 3 seconds where you don't know if a joke has bombed or not. And it's like, is no one reacting because that joke was just that bad, so they've all collectively decided let's move on, or has it just not loaded yet? And that actually happened to me once where I made this joke. It was actually the other day where I made this joke, and then like no one got it because I made a reference to an American like jam brand of like Smuckers and everything. And so the character was just like, oh, we're in a jam. So I said, yeah, I'm knee deep in Smuckers. And then just no one responded. So I was just like, well, not much you can do there. So then I just started yelling at them for not, you know, knowing an American brand, because like, you know, how dare they? How dare they?
Yeah, as you should. I mean, I'm Canadian. I know what Smuckers is.
Yeah, exactly.
The hell. You know what? I'm gonna start making faces at your chat.
Yeah, you know, if you
hear that, really fucking teach them.
Yeah.
Do you have a most memorable stream out of all your streams? Most memorable.
I would have to say my most memorable is tied between the one time where I spent like 2 to 3 hours role playing that I was a dad in a car that was driving my collective son of like a bunch of people across a road trip in a video game, because in the game you're like able to like have this camera that you can place there. So what I did was I just kind of made it only the camera view the entire time, and I just kind of treated them as if they were like in the passenger seat next to me, and I just did that for like 3 hours. Or it would have to be the stream where I just pretended to have a family dinner for like a couple of hours, and it was just really funny because just everyone was I didn't tell everyone like, okay, what to do. I just pretty much said act as if it's like a family dinner, except purposely make things really bad and awkward. And like there was Jack Manifold. He did this bit about being like a veteran grandfather who just kept on bringing it up, and it was some of like just the funniest time of just like having people yelling over here, then having it yelling over there, and then I would just be like this in the middle, and that stream just constantly replays in my mind whether I want it to or not. So I'd have to say that one's pretty memorable as well.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an interesting question. How did it feel to get 1,000 subs compared to 1,000,000 subs?
Ooh, honestly, it was the same excitement level, I'd say, because
I was
when I was
gonna
at
say
1,000
that too.
subs, I was just like, oh my god, like this is the stepping stone. It's like it's happening. Like we reached like 1,000 everything, and then when we reached 1,000,000, it's kind of also just like this is like the milestone. Like this is the milestone that everyone wants to achieve, and like it's just happened. Right.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of in like disbelief at that point. And like honestly, any milestone that I achieve nowadays honestly still gives me the same feeling. Even when I like see it like whenever I go like, oh, this has this many views now. Yay! I still get as excited as I do in the beginning whenever I see something doing like just doing well and people enjoying it. So I'd say it felt about the same for 1,000 versus 1,000,000.
Good answer. Savannah asked, what's a piece of media that's impacted your life?
Oh.
And you don't have to say my YouTube channel, dude. You really don't have to say it.
Well, the funny thing is that I did watch for like a while your Vine compilations as well when like, the Vine era was happening. And then once you started uploading on YouTube, I did watch those as well, and I still continue to, honestly. So
wow, okay. Yeah. Well, I was just joking, but that is sick.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I think just a bunch of people's videos have just shaped like my humor, my like life, and everything. It's just been so. Yeah, I would say just like YouTube in general has been
for sure
kind of that thing.
Hell yeah, yeah. I mean. Yeah. You only hear the S word for the first time once.
Exactly.
And that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, someone asked what your Starbucks order is. I don't know if they are on the way there to get you something or not.
I mean, I don't actually have a Starbucks order. I think it's like a thing of chocolate milk. I think that's it. That's
a thing of chocolate milk.
Yeah, just whatever chocolate milk they have that's in the cart.
Whatever container you got to put it in, I don't care.
Yeah, leave it on my doorstep if you could. Thank you.
All right, let's try to get one more. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. Okay, this is a fun one. This is from Craig. Craig asks, would you rather be able to fly but only straight up, or be able to be invisible but only whilst holding your breath?
Oh. I mean, am I able to go straight up and down if I'm flying, or is it just straight up? Because that's a problem if it's just straight up.
True, I guess if it's up, then you're just dead.
I'm just gone. Yeah, I just go into the stratosphere. I have like 10 seconds of a lot of fun, and then I die,
and then you're dead. Okay, I think for the question, I think you're able to go. You can fly any sort of which way, but it's only in that. Like you can't go like.
Okay,
it's only that.
That would only really help with stairs. So I'd have to say there's a lot more opportunities when you're kind of invisible. Even when you're holding your breath, like you can just get good at holding your breath, and then just
exactly
be able to walk in somewhere.
You know? Yeah, David Blaine held his breath for like fucking 8 minutes, and how hard could that be?
Exactly. He probably didn't train much for that.
He's just a guy. He's just a guy.
He's got no special stuff inside of him that lets him do that.
He's a normal dude. He's David Plain.
Yeah.
That's Plain, not
I mean, maybe if he chose the first one, then he would be David Blaine. But
then he would be David Blaine, and then Plane crash because he would fall to his death.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think we'll wrap it up. We've been going for like 45 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Damn. Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, it's crazy. But dude, I want to thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, of course.
It was a long time coming. I hope you had a good time.
I definitely did. Yeah.
Cool. Where could people find you?
Oh man, you can find me on Twitch at Ranboo Live, on Twitter at Ranboo Says Stuff, but only go on Twitter if you already have one. Don't make one. Don't make one, please.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Save yourself.
Oh man.
All right. Thank you so much, dude. Like, comment, all that bullshit. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Peace out.